Hello, fellow sweaty gamers. Welcome to episode 2 of Gaming Improvement Basics. Today, we're going to talk about building a system of feedback for yourself and teach you how you can become a self-evaluating badass. Before we get started, just a quick reminder, if you enjoyed this video, enjoyed my last video, you want to see more, just hit the thumbs up button below. Help us get in the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to learn more and continue seeing some game improvement basics videos. What is self-accountability? In the context we're talking about today, accountability or self-accountability is owning the outcomes of the situations that you and I or yourself are involved in. It's also the process of exploring the root cause or whatever causes the outcome of those situations. We're not only owning the outcome, but we're looking at why it happened and trying to figure out down to the deepest level why things happened and how we can fix them. And I think that's like the root of self-accountability, really. It's not punishment. So in our context, accountability doesn't really have any consequences, right? Like we're not going to punish ourselves or be super negative. We're not trying to create a negative space by being accountable to ourselves. We're just trying to create a space where we are examining our actions and trying to find ways to be better. So why is self-accountability important over something like relying on others, having an accountability circle, group accountability, those things? I'm sure that you've probably been a part of those or have heard of them at some point in time. And I think that there's a couple of really good points for self-accountability. Everyone needs some help sometimes. It goes without saying that on some occasions people may need to lean on others to get help, and that's fine. But when you can, it's good to flex and develop the self-reliance muscle. And it's just like anything else. The more you do it, the better you get at it. Why is self-accountability good? It limits the justifications that we can make to ourselves. If we're owning and we're the only one involved and we're owning the outcome, then we can't say that someone didn't give us the support we needed or didn't show up when we needed them. It's all up to us. So we have limited excuses and limited availability of justifications that just aren't really helpful to making us better. So for some people, talking about failure to others can be a really negative experience or sort of a negative experience. And I count myself as one of those people. It's easier for me to be self-accountable than rely on others just because, bringing that up and surfacing that to somebody isn't always fun and can stop me from keeping myself accountable or being accountable in the accountability system that's set up if I have to talk to somebody else about it. So I'm more likely to be accountable to myself. And that's just me. It might be different for you. Sometimes there just aren't other people that are available to be a part of an accountability system. Sometimes it's just you, or maybe you don't have anybody that's actually into those sorts of things that you're trying to keep yourself accountable for. Perhaps you don't have any sweaty gamer friends. If that's the case, self-accountability is the way to go. And if you want to be a badass, self-reliance is just a skill that you need to work on. So how can self-reliance and self-accountability help you improve at games? When you break it down to the most basic form, improvement in basically anything is based on your ability to consistently set and then achieve those goals. That's it. You set goals and then you achieve them and you get better. It's pretty rare that anybody just accidentally trips into getting better at something. If they do, it's probably they get a little bit better and then they plateau. Maybe it's really slow going, but very rarely you'll ever hear about somebody just, whoops, I got better at this. The truth is that while you're setting and trying to achieve your goals, you're absolutely going to fail. Everybody fails, and that's perfectly okay. That's part of the process. And if you didn't fail, you really wouldn't have any room to improve. So this whole conversation would be moot. To get better at consistently hitting your goals, you need to set up a system to review why you did or didn't do well. And that will mean that you hit your goals more consistently, and therefore you will improve faster. The formula for improvement is really simple, actually. You have to consistently hit your goals over and over and over again. You have to keep setting those goals in a way that makes you improve. Sick, you say. How do I get some of that improvement juice? Well, first of all, you have to set some goals. If you haven't already seen my goal setting video, there's a box somewhere, probably right up here, with a link to the video. I recommend that you watch that before continuing any further in this video, or at least right after this one. Setting goals is the prerequisite for creating an evaluation system. You have to set goals first. Once you have your goals set, then you can create your evaluation system. As you use this system, the accountability system that you set up, you're going to own it. You're going to iterate as you go. You're going to make it better and fit your needs. You're going to find out what works for you. And as we said earlier, it's a personal process. So you're going to find out personally what works for you and tailor these processes to your needs. That's the cool thing about all this, is no one person needs to do exactly the same thing. How to make an accountability system. To get started, it's pretty easy. You don't want to do anything complex, especially early on. Just keep it as simple as possible. You might have heard the keep it super simple, keep it simple stupid. That applies here. The more complex something is, especially if you haven't started doing it, the less likely you're gonna stick with it. The second thing here, set up a recurring time frame. You wanna set up like a 2-week or a 1 month, 6 weeks, probably no longer than that. 6 weeks is probably a little bit on the lengthy side. This is gonna be your time for when you have to actually achieve goals, achieve things. Every 2 weeks, you'd be evaluating yourself, or every month, you'd be evaluating yourself. You need a place to rank your performance and capture your thoughts and just your general feelings about your progress, and about what happened, why you failed or why you succeeded. And it needs to be organized and available for you to look at later. That's the important part as well, is you need to be able to go back and review what happened. How do I use a accountability system? Pretty easy. You set up an event on your phone or your calendar, make it recurring. First day of every month, I suggest you start with that. Month timeframes and a reminder on the first or last day of every single month to go through the process keeps it simple, right? Once you get that event, it's time to reevaluate yourself. Get rid of all distractions for 20 minutes. Turn off social media, get rid of your phone, turn on some music without any words, some lo-fi or whatever you like, and just focus on knocking it out for like 15, 20 minutes. That's all it takes if you can focus. Use facts. When you're honestly evaluating yourself, facts are the thing that are important to focus on. You don't want to focus on feelings or like, maybe this happened. If it's not a fact, then it's just, you don't use it. We use facts when honestly evaluating yourself, and that will help you get to the root cause of what happened. And if you failed, think of what you can do to fix it next time, and not like focus too hard on the why once you figured it out, but focus on what you can do to stop that from happening in the future. Because it may be something that's out of your control that happens, but what can you do to get around the roadblock? That's what you need to focus on. And if you did well, do the same thing. Think of why you succeeded and how you can replicate that success in the future. You need to analyze why you did well. You analyze the wins just like the losses. When you evaluate and ensure success, that's more important than focusing and trying to fix the losses. You can learn so much from evaluating why you did well. You might be wondering like, this is all great, but I'm still not sure where to get started. I've developed a little spreadsheet I'm going to make available in the Discord. There will be a link in the description below to join the Discord. And I'm going to make this spreadsheet available as a link in the Improvement Basics resource section. So check that out if you want to try it out, use it for yourself just to get started, and then just kind of go with it. Like we said before, iterate and tailor it to your own needs. But we'll take a look at it here together real quick. So you can see this is my June accountability sheet. I have the 12 months here, so I'm doing a month time frame here. You can see I have my long-term goals here, my medium-term goals, I have my short-term and daily and weekly goals down here. The main ones that I like to evaluate for myself are going to be grading the dailies. How well did I do doing all the dailies? Did I get all of them? Did I get a 10? Or did I do, half? Do I get a 5? And then provide my thoughts on why I didn't do well or why I did do well, and what I can do to do better next time. And so that's how I go about this. I don't worry about really grading myself too much on the medium term and long term goals, because we're not like completing these as we go. The short term goals are what's going to feed into these. This is going to be a lot more deep of a question I don't think you can put in a 1 to 10 realm. So that's why I don't grade on medium and long-term goals. I keep myself grading on the short-term goals, what I can do better in the next time frame to help me continually improve and get to those medium goals and long-term goals. So what you do is on the first day of the month or the last day of the month, whatever you want to set up on time frame wise, you'll finish the sheet from last month, and then you'll just copy over your goals, adjust your goals, and start the next month. And then you'll grade yourself at the end of that month, put your thoughts down, and move on to the next sheet. And you can review any of the months as you go. If you're interested on what your progress looks like in like 6 months, you'll have it all recorded, be able to look at where you came from and see the progress you've made and be super impressed with yourself. Sweet. Yeah, just check out the link in the Discord. You can actually just make a copy out of Google Sheets is what we'll do. And then you can just go on and use it and modify it to your own desire. After you have that, then what? What do you do now with your accountability system? Well, you use what you learn every month or every time frame, whatever you're doing. Adjust your priorities during your evaluation process. So when I say that, I mean the only time that you should really be adjusting, making new goals, short-term goals, and like adjusting your priorities, try to keep that during the evaluation time only. If you're in the middle of your time frame, if you're using a month and you're like on week 2, just keep the course. Unless it's some life-changing event, keep your direction, keep going, and finish that out. And that will help you flex the muscle to stick with things. Then at the end, if you still feel the need to adjust your priorities, then you can do that. And then the most important part here is repeat. Just keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing once you have this system, and keep improving. And that's really it. So what do you think? Do you use any systems to help evaluate yourself? Do you have any tips and tricks for me or others? Let me know in the comments below. Be happy to hear from you. And thanks so much. Till next time, keep it sweaty.